when we talk about protecting our peace, what does that mean for you? What's good, YouTube? Welcome back for another video. My name is Mark Clark, and today I just want to talk about protecting our energy. So when we talk about protecting of our energy, I think that's become like a buzzword or a thing to say nowadays of protect your energy, and it's become such a cliche today. I think the value of what it truly means and or what it actually looks like has become lost. So I think for myself, how I choose to define it is a thing of saying, hey, I'm not willing to allow anyone to disturb my peace, not family, not friends, anybody. I think I've come to a place where I work extremely hard on myself to where I'm not going to allow people to gaslight me. I'm not going to allow people to manipulate me any longer. I'm not going to allow people to play games and or play in my face and try to flip that to make it seem as if the issue, as if the problem, as if I'm tripping. As of late, that I feel like I've been getting hit with a lot of like spiritual warfare, which also for me is kind of like a green light that I'm doing the right thing. It's telling me that no matter what may try to come up against me, that a God is still with me, that God is present in my life, and that none of that stuff can get the best of me. I think the biggest thing when we talk about protecting our energy is making sure that the environments in which we're in, making sure the people that are around us, the people that are in our lives, are also a reflection of that peace, are also a reflection of that goodness, are also a reflection of what God has for us. And so when we talk about protecting our peace, what does that mean for you? So I think we should start to find and define what that means for ourselves. And again, it has nothing to do with anything external outside of our world, right? It has everything to do with who we are internally. So what are the things that you're working on yourself day to day? And if you're finding yourself in situations, predicaments that you're being triggered, that people are trying to remind you, all right, bro, don't forget where you came from. Or like, oh, you don't do this no more. Who you think you are? You think you better? Like, you find yourself in these types of situations and those circumstances, just remember that it's a reminder that you are on the right path too. You know what I mean? That you're doing something right, that you're setting yourself apart. You know what I mean? God doesn't want us to be like everybody else. God doesn't want us to be like the world. And so if we aren't to be like the world, we are also meant to be set apart. And so being set apart is uncomfortable sometimes too. Being set apart is definitely challenging. Being set apart can have people to look at you and try to perceive you a certain way and try to, again, remind you of the person that you used to be, or try to get you to do the things that you used to do. And again, we aren't perfect people, and I'm not telling you to try and act as if you are a perfect person. What I am saying is continue to stay focused on your growth. Continue to stay focused on becoming the better version of yourself. So when you've constantly been in a state of perpetuating negative cycles, when you've constantly been in a situation of being in negative environments, and those environments perpetuating things, habits, types of communication, all these things that aren't really a reflection of the Most High, then we have to remember that if these things aren't a reflection of God, then what are they a reflection of? If you know that through the way you're communicating, through the way you're treating people isn't a reflection of God, then who is it serving at the end of the day? And so I think the biggest thing that I'm learning is to recognize these things, and in recognizing them, now I'm able to mitigate myself in these types of situations and arenas. So again, we're not continuing to, if I've already worked on trying to stop smoking weed, I'm not going to put myself in an environment where everybody in the environment is smoking weed. If I've worked on myself of not drinking anymore, I'm not going to go to the club. Or even if you choose to go to the club, I'm not telling you what to do or how to live, but even if you choose to do these things, remember what the environment is also doing to you. So if the environment is also continuing to perpetuate these cycles, again, like I said, then 1 + 1 = 2. And so again, continue to stay steadfast in terms of your path, continue to set yourself apart, and continue to stay focused on your goal and your mission. And don't let anyone try to trick you out of your spot. And that's the work of the devil. Don't let the devil try to make you feel as if like you aren't who you say you are, that you aren't a child of the Most High God, that you aren't loved. Okay, even when you may feel like you're in a destitute situation, and though your outward world may not necessarily reflect that in the immediate now. And so I'm just sending you another reminder that you are who you say you are. And if you know, and if you're moving and you're doing things that reflect the Most High, and the way you move, the way you communicate, the way you treat the other people around you, man, there's going to be spiritual attacks that's going to try and come against you. And that's okay, because we understand that no weapon formed against us will prosper. The weapons, he didn't say the weapons won't be formed. They will be formed, but they will not prosper. And through that, that should give you enough peace to understand that continue to be resilient in your journey and your path, because man, to be a follower, to be a leader, to be set apart comes with all of its own challenges. And because of that, you're gonna be tested, you're gonna be tried. But it's also God showing you that despite everything that may try to come against you in your present day, your day-to-day life, your walk through other people's, and sometimes they may not even recognize what they're doing, man, continue to focus on what God has for you. Continue to focus on your purpose. Continue to be obedient to God's word. Get in God's word. Continue to find communities, environments, people that you resonate with. And that's the biggest thing that's going to help you stay in tune with yourself. So I'm sending you love wherever you may be at on your journey today. Again, my name is Mark Clark, just here to bring you another brief message, brief word, tapping in with nature. And yeah, to God be the glory, for sure.